Hi guys, it's Don here at AutoNation Canada. We just wanted to talk a little bit today about things to know about buying a used trailer in Alberta. One thing is scams. There's a lot of scammers out there right now. They're selling stolen trailers. They're selling trailers that have liens on them. So it is kind of scary buying privately. Compared to the old days, people aren't very trustworthy anymore, and there's a lot of scams out there, so be very aware of any red flags when you're looking at a used trailer privately. Another thing is liens. We recently had a customer come in to consign a trailer. We did a lien check on it and found that there was a lien on it. So we called the bank that was listed on the lien, and the bank told us that the current owner of the trailer is not the person listed on the lien. They have an outstanding loan and a lien on his trailer, which was from the previous owner. And he had no idea that there was a lien, and the bank obviously wanted to know right away where this trailer is because they hadn't received any payments and they wanted to repossess it. So he had gone and bought a trailer, he paid for it, he went to motor vehicles and got a license plate and a registration and thought he had done everything right. And sure enough, he had it for over 2 years, and the previous owner had not paid off the loan on it, had not made any payments, and the bank was looking for the trailer, and he ended up losing the trailer and everything he had paid for it because the bank came and repossessed it. So very, very scary situation with liens on buying a private trailer. One thing with a dealership is all dealerships are licensed by AMVIC, that's the Alberta Motor Vehicle Industry Council, and one of the things we do is do a Canada-wide lien check and make sure that there is no liens on the trailer. That's another scenario I've seen before where someone will do a Alberta lien check, but then end up having a lien from another province where, maybe Manitoba or Saskatchewan or where the trailer was last registered. So sometimes some people do a lien check, but it doesn't identify where the lien is from. So that is a little bit of a scary thing too. When you buy from us, we do a lien check Canada-wide, as well as a theft recovery check. We also provide a Carfax on every trailer. Many dealers don't. And of course, private individuals don't. But we do a lien check, we do a Carfax, and we also show you vehicle history report, which will tell you if it's ever been in an accident or been subjected to hail damage or had a mouse infestation or something along that line, so you know exactly what you're buying and not getting something that you weren't expecting. Another big pitfall with buying a trailer privately is repairs. Owners of trailers often find a serious deficiency. We've had trailers in our shop that we say, well, you have an unsafe situation. One of your two axles is collapsing and the bearing is bad. This shouldn't be towed. And give them a quote to fix it, and people will say, well, we'll think about it. They pick up the trailer, and next thing we see, they've advertised it for sale, knowing it has those problems, and not doing anything about it. So that's a very important point of dealing with a reputable dealer, is that the trailer is inspected and any deficiencies found during that inspection are addressed. There's some very dangerous situations that can develop with trailers, like I say, with an axle or a wheel coming off. Also, the propane system. If there's a slow leak in the propane system, that can create a very, very dangerous situation for your family. So that's the kind of things we check, but we also check for existing problems like water damage, where maybe you had previously had a leak and water got into the walls or the floor or the roof, and there's potentially black mold or rot. So that's something we check very carefully for as well, and something that most RV shoppers aren't able to look at or find themselves. So again, that's a very scary situation, that you could buy a trailer and find out that the hard way that there's some skeletons in the closet with this trailer that you didn't expect. Excuse me. Another thing that's very important, and one of the first questions I ask potential customers is, what are you towing this with? It's, in my opinion, a very important question, because a buyer is going to hook this trailer to their vehicle. They're going to load their whole family in there. And if they get out on the highway and the trailer is too heavy or too long for the tow vehicle, it can be a very dangerous situation as well. It could lead to a crash or a jackknife situation. People could get hurt. So that's one of the first things I do, is identify what the purchaser is planning to tow it with. And then I'm very careful to match the trailer to their tow vehicle to ensure that it's safe and not too hard on the vehicle. So that is something that, of course, a private individual isn't going to care what you're going to tow it with. They just want you to buy the trailer. But I'm not going to sell a trailer to someone that doesn't have a tow vehicle that's suitable and the right tool for the job. It's just too dangerous. Another thing is financing. I've seen a couple of ads. I scour the Kijiji and Marketplace every day looking at trailers that are for sale. And I've noticed a couple lately, just in the last week or two, where people are advertising privately and saying, just take over the payments. So what they're doing is, say they are selling a $30,000 trailer and they still owe $20,000 on it. So what they want to do is get $10,000 out of you and tell you, just call the bank and you can take over the payments. Well, that's not the case. These RV loans in Alberta are a conditional sales contract, and you can't take over the payments on a conditional sales contract. So if you give someone $10,000, tow the trailer home, contact the Bank of Montreal or the Scotiabank or whatever bank holds the lien on the trailer, and say, yes, I'm calling you because I want to take over the payments on this new trailer I bought, they're going to say, well, no, you can't do that. That's not possible. You would have to go to the bank and get a loan and pay off that lien and have a personal loan for it, which the problem with getting a bank loan on a trailer is they're going to only want to go 4 or 5 years, so you end up with a huge payment. Our conditional sales contracts can go up to 20 years, so that really keeps the payment down low. And they're very nice contracts in that they're totally open. You can make extra payments, you can make lump sum payments, you can pay it off entirely at any time with no penalties or fees. Some of the loans that might be outstanding on a trailer that you've bought privately, there may be a large fee or penalty for paying it off early. So you might think there's $20,000 owing on it, but by the time the bank tacks on early payments, kind of like a mortgage, If you pay it off too early, they're going to charge you a fee or a penalty, and it can cost considerably more to get a clean title on that trailer. Another thing that's very nice with buying a used trailer at a dealership such as ours is they qualify for an extended warranty. And most of our customers get the warranty. It is an optional thing and it's up to you, but the cost of repairs of trailers has skyrocketed since COVID. And many times now we're seeing where appliance manufacturers will no longer carry parts, no longer manufacture the parts. So say the furnace quits on your 5-year-old trailer, in a lot of cases nowadays, you can't get a new furnace motor for that, or a gas valve, or a critical component, so you have to put a whole new furnace in. So that $200 repair suddenly becomes $2,000 because the entire furnace has to be replaced. So it is a great peace of mind to get the extended warranty because you know everything is going to be covered. If there's a problem, it's not on you, and you just have that peace of mind that you're not going to have any unexpected expenses, especially in the middle of a vacation where you end up having to use up all your vacation money just to fix the trailer. A lot of people that come and look at our pre-owned trailers are also looking at new ones. It's RV show season right now, and people are going to the shows and they're seeing these nice new trailers in the show with all the lights on and all dolled up and staged, and it's very easy to get carried away and make a decision to go ahead and purchase a trailer at the show. That's one of the worst things you can do. The depreciation on a new trailer is enormous. As soon as you tow it off the lot, not even in the first year, but as soon as you tow it off the lot, it depreciates by 20% and becomes now a used trailer. After the first year, you're probably 25%. After the second year, you're about 30%. So that new purchase has now cost you a lot of money in the first 2 years. And a lot of first-time buyers buy the wrong trailer the first time. They buy a trailer and they get using it and they say, oh boy, we should have got one a little bit bigger, or we should have got one with bigger bunks, or we should have got one with this or that. And then they go to trade it in on something that would fit their needs better and find out that 3 years, 4 years down the road, they've lost 50% of the value of that trailer. So the trailer they bought at the RV show for $60,000 is now only worth $30,000 after a couple of years. We feel that used trailers are a much better purchase because, for one, it's a lot lower initial investment. The payments are lower. You pay it off quicker. And if you buy a used trailer for, say, $25,000 and use it for 2 or 3 years and realize, geez, we bought the wrong trailer, that $25,000 trailer you can probably resell 2 years later for $24,000. So your total depreciation for the first 2 years is about $1,000. So it is a much smarter purchase. It's a lower cost in the first place. You're already buying a trailer that maybe has a couple little scratches and nicks, so you're not worried about every little thing. And if you do decide to change trailers or sell the trailer, you're not losing a whole ton of money. A lot of people end up buying a new trailer and they go with a zero down finance, and they end up in what we call a negative equity situation where they owe more on the trailer than they could ever hope to sell it for. So if you do want to sell the trailer, you might have to take, $10,000 out of your savings, out of your retirement fund, or put it on your line of credit, just to be able to sell the trailer. So that really hurts. Just to be able to sell something, you got to spend a bunch more money. So look at used trailers. They're much better value for the money, and very little depreciation, especially when compared to new ones. I think that's about most of what I've got to say. Dealing with a proper dealer like AutoNation, an ANVIC licensed dealer who's going to disclose the Carfax, the vehicle history report, and going to do extensive inspections so that you know what you're buying, you're not getting any surprises, and that you have a trailer that's safe for you and your family to tow and suitable for your family to camp in. AutoNation Canada is your first stop, because we not only sell the trailers, but we advise and we warn, and if we feel you're maybe looking at the wrong thing, we'll speak up and say, you know what, maybe this isn't the right trailer for you. Let's look at a different one that might fit your needs better. So please come and see us if you're looking for a trailer, and watch out for the pitfalls of shopping privately.